One of the things that I talk to with people at work is in the summer they come back from a trip and it was great and it was awesome. They saw a lot of cool things and met interesting people, but they often come back saying that they feel like they ate horribly and they gained 10 pounds. So I was thinking that I would make a video about the 5 tips that I've learned about how to stay healthy while traveling on a whole foods plant-based diet. It's helped me so that when I come back from a trip, I still feel pretty good. All of these tips are not perfect, of course, progress, not perfection as always, but I hope that they help. Tip number 1, bring foods for the plane. I usually like to bring baked goods. I think baked goods are easy to bring on planes, trains, or automobiles, easy to carry around, and they don't squish very easily. So for this trip, because we were going to Ireland, of course, I brought Irish soda bread, but I've also brought muffins, scones, and sometimes some cookies. So just whatever you can bake up. I, of course, always keep them oil-free and vegan. For non-food items, I brought a reusable water bottle and 1 can opener because often I go to grocery stores and want to eat some beans, and often I need a can opener. So actually for this trip I didn't need the can opener, but I have used it in the past and it's pretty useful. For food items, as mentioned before, I often bring a baked good. And then I also brought some fruit. Apples are good because they don't squish very easily in your bag. And then I also brought some potatoes. Potatoes are my favorite. I tend to bring potatoes wherever I go. These are just roasted in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about half an hour to 40 minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes on either side. And they're really good and easy. And you can always find ketchup or mustard whenever you're at the airport or train station or wherever. Tip number 2. Find a grocery store. Whenever I'm in a new location, I usually scout out the grocery store. It's a fun way to see the locals. They usually go hang out there. Everyone has to go to the grocery store. And you can also find a really cheap, healthy food. I always get potatoes, of course. You can use a microwave to heat them up, or if you're in a hostel or hotel with a stovetop, I usually boil them. And I also picked up some pasta. In Ireland, we found some oil-free vegan pasta sauce, which was really good. We heated it up in the hostel, and I would recommend that, but not all places you can find oil-free pasta sauce. So you could always get canned pasta sauce. I find they're usually oil-free and vegan. And then, of course, the pasta, don't forget that. So I found this huge salad at the grocery store. I was kind of craving some greens. And then I also got salsa that I'm just going to use for dressing, and then some sourdough bread that we got earlier, and it's going to make for a great, delicious, healthy, and cheap dinner. I also like to scout out farmers markets. You can find some cool foods there. In Cork, Ireland, we went to the British market and we found some dried dates. Those are really good for long car rides, which we did a lot of. We also found some clementines. Those are perfect because you don't even have to wash them. They come in their own peel. And then surprisingly at the British market, which was really exciting, we found a dairy-free Irish soda bread. And it was also oil-free and delicious. And then we put this spicy relish that we also found at the market. So you never know what you can find at farmers markets. Tip number 3, know what you can order at non-veg restaurants. Like if you were at a deli, I usually order mustard with vegetables on a sandwich. And one place we were traveling and it was raining and we were both hungry and it was kind of crazy time. We were trying to get to another place. So that did the trick, and I can usually find those in most towns. And then also you can order pizzas at Italian restaurants or even in grocery stores. In Ireland, they had a bunch of grocery stores that you could order homemade pizza, or they could customize a pizza for you and just put tomato sauce and raw vegetables on it, so they didn't saute it in oil, and that was really good. And then, of course, I always try and find Asian restaurants, especially Japanese restaurants. Usually you can order veggie sushi or brown rice and steamed vegetables. Those are my go-to. This veggie sushi was actually at the airport. So if you're in the airport and you haven't packed ahead, I would also recommend veggie sushi is the way to go. Tip number 4, bring potatoes. As mentioned before, I really love potatoes. I think they're super filling and wonderfully good for you. John McDougall, he's a huge advocate, Dr. John McDougall. I would recommend checking him out. And you can also even live off potatoes. There have been people who've done that. And I also think they're just really good to bring in your bag or to cook before your trip. And then you have a snack that can last you all day. So we made some in the hostel beforehand, and then I brought them on a hike, and we also had them for breakfast one day, and then I also made them for just wandering around the cities and towns and things like that. And tip number 5, this may be kind of obvious, but you can always look up vegan, vegetarian restaurants. This one actually is a little harder for the oil-free part. Most vegan, vegetarian places do include lots of oil, but you can find different things. We went to the Happy Pear, which is a vegetarian restaurant run by twin brothers. It was really cool, and they even had fresh fruit and vegetable stands out front. We also found a place where they served an Irish breakfast. It's pretty hard to find Irish breakfast. Those are usually filled with animal products. But this one was pretty good. My brother actually had that, but it looked amazing, and it did inspire me to try and make my own at home. So you never know what you can find. Those were my 5 tips for staying healthy while traveling. I hope that they help. Go on any cool adventures and have any neat finds and healthy insights. I would love to hear about them. Leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon.